And you're going to start us off with the 25th anniversary of the Tiananmen Square massacre.
Indeed, and of course across all the traditional media and online we've got an iconic image that comes up again and again, and we can go straight away to that. It is of Tank Man. There you can see 25 years ago, the 4th of June, a lone individual against the forces of the Chinese army. That man, his name emerged, we believe, to be Wang Weilin, 19 years of age at the time, a student. One of the fascinating articles, and there are zillions of them out there about Tiananmen, is in the Independent. There, what actually became of Tank Man. There you can see the headline there. Of course, there the conclusion is that no one knows. Did he manage to escape to Taiwan, for example? Was he executed 14 days later? So, of course, that story I particularly found fascinating about this iconic image.
And you say it's an iconic image, but of course, it may not be familiar to many people in China.
Well, that's the case. This is something I spotted as I was on my travels looking around the web, and there you can see this piece saying that Louisa Lim, a journalist for NPR, National Public Radio in the States, was asked to write a book about the whole Tiananmen incident and the time in 1989. There you can see her book was eventually called The People's Republic of Amnesia, and she says that she went along to see 100 students at Beijing University. There we can just see this little extract from the book, and if you look at the bottom there, it says out of 100 students in her survey who she showed the Tank Man image to, only 15 out of them were able to say, well, I know what it is. So that's the kind of reflection of just how little that image that we associate so much with Tiananmen is just not known in China. And that's reflected here. Look at this. It's Reporters Without Borders. They're saying, well, it happened 25 years ago, but the Chinese still haven't seen the photo. There you can see Reporters Without Borders arguing that, of course, we've got terrible persecution in terms of the media and human rights in China. Incredible, really striking thought. In practical terms, in terms of the social media, we've got a big crackdown underway, possibly one of the worst. Google has been blocked for days. The rumour is that it might actually be for a bit more longer after the anniversary itself. We've got here the Hong Kong vigil organisers for the Tiananmen anniversary of the massacre. There, we are offline, so they've actually been targeted as well. Hong Kong has kind of special status, isn't it?
So it was that organised to try and keep a blanket of silence.
Absolutely. Let me just finish off on about Tiananmen with foreign journalists being harassed as well. This is Roy Greenslade in the media blog for The Guardian there. He's reporting on, for example, one French crew who were again in Tiananmen Square showing the picture of Tank Man, and within 10 minutes they were taken away and held for 6 hours for questioning by police.
OK, you're going to move on now to something that made your jaw drop. The monitoring of sarcasm on Twitter.
Well, for sarcasm on Twitter, this is actually a story to do with the Daily Dot is a fabulous online news website to go to find out about social media. And there you can see it's an incredible story that the United States Secret Service wants a Twitter sarcasm detector. Now, the only time I've ever heard of a sarcasm detector is this image, of course, from the Simpsons cartoon show, where you can see that there is a possibility of a bit of sarcasm to detect. But how can you possibly detect sarcasm, and why would you want to? Now, for the Daily Dot, this is all about the US Secret Services saying, well, there are fake threats, there is kind of subtext of things that are tasteless humour, but they're actually real threats as well. And we want to have a kind of software which we're able to separate the wheat from the chaff about this. And all they're getting at this point, actually, Claire, which is very funny, is a bit of sarcasm back. Look at this headline. Oh, the Secret Services is proposing Twitter sarcasm detector. Oh, that's totally going to work, isn't it? You know, so a bit of sarcasm back.
They're a bit worried that this sarcasm is going over their heads.
Yeah. And here, just to finish there, oh, the Secret Service in the States is going to collate your sarcasm. Oh, joy. So, of course, what a crazy idea. And would it be ever be possible to do such a thing?
I'm not sure. You'll have to fill us all in on that. Nick Rusher, thank you very much for bringing us Media Watch. Now it's time for Focus here on France 24, and it brings us to India. The country is home to about 175 million Muslims, but following recent elections, for the first time ever, the country's majority party